The Crusades were a series of religious military conflicts between the Christian and Islamic people fighting over the Holy Land, Jerusalem. Jerusalem has been a special city for three religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. For Jews, it was the city where King David ruled and where the great temple had stood. For Christians, it was the city where Jesus had lived, preached, and been crucified. For followers of Islam, it was their leader, Muhammad, ascended to heaven for his night flights with Allah. The Islamic Turks were in control of Jerusalem, and in year 1095 AD they prevented pilgrimages from Jewish and Christian people to the city of Jerusalem. In March 1095, ambassadors sent by Byzantine Emperor Alexius I called for help with defending his empire against the Turks. Later that year, at the Council of Clermont, Pope Urban II called upon all Christians to join a war against the Turks, promising an indulgence for those who died in the service of the army. Knights and crusaders from all over Europe aided Pope Urban II's call to recapture their Holy Land. Crusader armies managed to defeat two substantial Turkish forces at Dorylaeum and Antioch, finally marching to Jerusalem with only a fraction of their original forces. In 1099, they took Jerusalem by assault and created small crusader states around the area. In 1169, however, Saladin, a new Muslim ruler, took control over Egypt and made himself sultan. He also established control over Syria and took the offensive against the Christian states in the area. Pope Gregory VIII called for a crusade, which was undertaken by King Richard I of England. Before his arrival in the Holy Land, Richard captured the island of Cyprus from the Byzantines in 1191. Cyprus would serve as a crusader base for centuries to come. The Crusader army headed south along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. They defeated the Muslims near Arsuf, recaptured the port city of Jaffa, and were in sight of Jerusalem. However, Richard did not believe he would be able to hold Jerusalem once it was captured, as the majority of Crusaders would then return to Europe, and the crusade ended without the taking of Jerusalem. Saladin withheld control over Jerusalem and destroyed the Christian forces trying to take over the Holy Land. Saladin did not allow a massacre of the population. He even allowed Christian religious services to continue and Jewish religious services to continue. Many more crusades were to follow these. All these crusades had little lasting impact on the Middle East, except to breed centuries of mistrust between Muslims and Christians. Fighting still continues today in the Middle East, as people try to stop the conflicts between different religious groups. Some of this hatred stems all the way back to the Crusades and the fight for the Holy Land.